This is Gilbert Gottfried. I'm here with my co-host Frank Santopadre, and this is Gilbert and Frank's Amazing Colossal Obsessions.
It is.
And now we've made some breakthroughs with Papillon Susu.
Yes, I believe I have come up with an email address and maybe even a phone number.
And for those, once again, who don't remember, she's the girl on Full Metal Jacket who said, "Me so horny. Me rub you wrong time."
Yeah, that'll get her to do the show.
Yeah,
that impression will lure her right in.
Yes, it's like Mickey Rooney is cringing.
From the grave. And Jerry Lewis from Hardly Working.
And just when you thought I was through talking about Ghost of Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, there was a revelation today.
Yeah, we spoke to, we'll have her on. We did get in touch with Janet Ann Gallo.
Yes.
Someone tweets me and says one of the boys in the scene with Janet Ann Gallo in Ghost of Frankenstein, William Smith, is still alive.
Gotta call him.
We got to.
What happened to Donnie Dunnigan?
Yeah, we got to talk to Donnie Dunnigan.
Okay,
yes.
you come up with about 10 of these people together and it'll make a show.
Okay, yes, yes.
5 minutes each. We'll do a Ghost of Frankenstein lightning round.
Okay, here's a movie.
Okay.
I saw in, this was the Essex Theater that used to have movies for like $3.
Where, in Brooklyn?
No, this one was in the Lower East Side.
Essex Theater. Wow,
Yeah.
I don't remember
Now
that
it's
one.
like a hospital or something.
Okay, I
or
don't
a
remember.
clinic.
I remember the Thalia and the Regency, and I don't remember the Essex.
Now, this is a movie that I haven't seen it for years. I remember I enjoyed it.
Okay.
It's definitely tacky.
Okay.
Because the original working title for it was Vampires from Outer Space. So, it can't be, it's not an Orson Welles.
Okay.
It's not
a Mercury Theater production?
No, it's not Boonwell. No, it's
Boonwell wishes he made Vampires
Yes.
from Outer Space.
It was made with the title Lifeforce.
Oh, this is the Tobe Hooper movie.
Yes.
Oh God, I've never seen it.
And I watched it again at Toby. Is it Toby or Tubi?
I think it's Toby. He just
Toby.
spelled it with an E.
Yeah. I once watched it with Tobe Hooper.
You did?
Yes.
Why isn't he on the show?
We gotta have him on.
Dara, write down Tobe Hooper.
He did Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And Poltergeist.
Well,
with our friend James Karen.
okay, now with Poltergeist.
Yeah,
though,
I know.
Yeah, that's kind of like Kristen Nyby directing The Thing. It's listed as Kristen Nyby, but everyone says it's Howard Hawks. So everyone says Steven Spielberg's Poltergeist.
That's well, Jimmy Karen was in it. We could ask him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so yeah, Lifeforce.
With Steve Railsback.
Steve Railsback.
Right.
Absolutely.
From the
as an
Stuntman.
astronaut.
Another good movie.
Yes. And, and the movie's fun. Also Patrick's, what's his name?
Swayze?
Star Trek.
No, Patrick Stewart.
Yeah. John Cameron Swayze.
He turns
is
up.
in it. Yeah, and he goes down the Niagara Falls, and it takes a ticket.
Joy Behar made us John Cameron Swayze reference the other day. I thought it was worthy of you. I was the only person in the room that knew what the hell
I once shocked Bozo the Clown, Larry Harmon. I was talking to him, and he was saying something about Patrick Swayze. And I said, "Oh yeah, John." See what I just
John Cameron Swayze.
John Cameron Swayze. I said.
Right.
I said John Cameron Swayze takes a licking and keeps on ticking. And Bozo the Clown was quite shocked.
That Larry Harmon got your reference.
Yes. But I did go over to Tobe Hooper's house, and he put it up on the big screen, Lifeforce.
Never heard this story.
Now, I can't be sure it's a good movie.
Because you don't have a memory of it.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a memory of it, like great, like monster effects. But the one thing, a lot of times my opinion is drawn by my dick.
I can't imagine that's true.
Yes. And in this, the French actress Mathilda May walks around naked through most of the movie. And
that's what got you.
Yeah, so it might just be that.
Vincent Canby would use the same criteria.
He would say, drawn by my dick. And Siskel and Ebert.
Also.
We used to go one dick up or down at the end of
Tara's shaking her head sadly.
So yeah, it might.
What was this actress's name?
Mathilda May.
Mathilda May is a new one on me. I'm writing this down. So Steve Railsback. Who else was in it?
Oh, was it Patrick Stewart?
Captain Picard?
Yes,
Patrick Stewart.
He's in it. And he's got, now it's funny, there he's bald, but he's got a fringe.
Okay.
And when, bald is the sexy and hip look if you're completely bald.
Right.
If you've got a fringe, you're just a bald
Right.
guy.
It's the difference between Ed Harris and Murray Slaughter.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, Mary. Oh, Lou.
Lifeforce.
Yes.
And what is the...
And, okay.
Give me a quick
They are
storyline.
vampires from outer space.
Okay.
She is the lead vampire. And just that they suck the life force out of people.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know. I remember enjoying it. It might be a terrible movie. And
This is one for Mike McPadden.
And I think it was who was the guy? Who was the critic who used to do rhymes and puns?
Gene Shalit.
Gene Shalit.
Right.
Said sometimes.
Also thought with his dick.
So I think with my fat dick with a handlebar mustache.
So Gene Shalit liked this film?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but he did
just
think
a
with
bit.
his dick.
Okay. Steve Railsback, by the
Yeah,
way,
yes.
famously played Charles Manson in the Helter Skelter TV movie.
That's right.
Yeah, and he was very convincing.
That's right.
And terrifying. And he's in The Stuntman with Peter
Yeah.
O'Toole, which is an excellent movie.
Now, what's Steve Railsback doing now? 'Cause
No idea.
We should have him on
singing the
show.
national anthem at cockfights. Write Steve Railsback
And,
down.
I think Siskel and Ebert said we had a cockfight over that movie.
Well, Steve Railsback. I'm writing it down. Papillon Susu and Steve Railsback. That's a
and
show.
William Smith. We have to
and
have
William
on.
Smith. Can you find William Smith, Dara? Okay. She's on it. He's got a website.
Oh, my God.
Since Ghost of Frankenstein for 4 minutes, and he's
the
got a
one
website.
He's got a smaller part than Janet Ann Gallo.
Bless his heart.
But they say he was in like 300 movies.
I love this.
Maybe Lifeforce.
William Smith was in 300 movies? Wow. Okay. I can't top that.
Gotta find him.
Here's a movie I think you may have seen from 1983. Now, Burt Lancaster
Okay.
is somebody we haven't talked about a ton on this show.
Well, I suggested The Swimmer.
You did. What
Burt.
am I saying?
Yeah.
First episode.
I like The
Shame on me.
Swimmer.
Right.
I suggested that when I was with Robert Osborne.
That's right,
I
on
like The Swimmer.
TCM. Right,
And
Frank Perry movie.
And with music by Marvin Hamlish.
There you go.
Yeah.
It brings it all full circle because we just spoke to Steve Stollier, who
Yeah.
knew Marvin
The
Hamlish.
music
And
was ding, 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 da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da.
Can we get the rights to any of these songs
yes.
and cut an album? And I've had requests from people. Please let Gilbert sing the theme from, Bang the Drum Slowly and Lords of Flatbush. We have to do this.
And I once hummed the theme to Bye Bye Braverman, and I think the words to that was, have you seen Braverman dancing? He was the king of the ball. twirling and whirling and prancing, doing the Braverman waltz.
This has to be. We have to cut a vinyl album where Gilbert sings. Yeah, we're going to do
Or
it.
you
We're
can
going
get
to do
them
it.
separately on 45.
No, we're going to make this a collector's item on vinyl. We're going to go old school.
Which I should say, going to my childhood, he died recently. Billy Joe Royal.
Oh, down in the boondocks.
Yes.
Yeah, he just died.
And I remember when I was a kid, I heard Billy Joe Royal sing something like, I think it was I Knew You When.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah. It was, yeah, 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 yeah. I knew you when you were lonely. I knew. and I remember as a kid, for some reason, I liked that song.
Yeah.
And my mother bought me a 45.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Of the Billy Joe Royal.
Yes.
You don't still have these 45s lying around somewhere, do you?
I have some 45.
Oh, we'll have to
I
dig-
may have Pafalafaka.
I beg your pardon?
And if Pafalafaka, it sounds so romantic and perky. Pafalafaka, it sounds so romantic and turkey. Oh, I know that phrase will make me thrill always, for it reminds me of you, my sweet. Just the mention of those tender words of love gives my heart a Turkish beat. That was Soupy Sales.
Incredible.
It was on the B-side of Do the Mouse.
Oh, Do the Mouse, I know.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to the
Hey,
B-side.
Do the Mouse, yeah.
We're going to start calling this show Tangents.
Oh.
Because we go down. Yeah,
I
Dara's
think
tired
you had
already.
a movie.
Yeah, I got one. Before I pull my movie out, I think we
I
should.
beg your pardon?
We should dig out.
When I was watching Matilda May, I pulled my movie out.
Here's what we should do, and I'll get to this movie eventually if people are actually still listening. We should pull out my old box of 45s and Gilbert's box of 45s and do a show and go through them. I have Banana Splits records.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got weird stuff.
And I got at least one
Venus in Blue
Beatle.
Jeans by Jimmy Clanton. What do you got?
Yeah, I got at least one Beatle one, but I forget which one it was.
Well, we'll do that
Yeah.
on a future show. My movie, and it's now a complete anticlimax, but getting back to Burt Lancaster.
I had an anticlimax while watching Lifeforce.
This is a movie from 1983 where Burt Lancaster got to be funny, and he wasn't funny that often,
Yes.
with Peter Riegert from Animal House. Do you know this movie? Do you know where I'm driving with this?
Oh.
It was made by a Scotsman.
Was it Rocket? Was it
Not Rocket
something-
Gibraltar.
No.
That's a fun movie, too.
Yeah.
For a different show. This is called Local Hero.
Oh, okay.
And it was made by a Scotsman named Bill Forsyth. And it's a sweet little comedy made in the UK. Peter Riegert plays an oil company rep, and Burt Lancaster, who's his boss, dispatches him to this little Scottish town to basically buy up the land where they want to build an oil refinery. And it's one of those movies which is kind of, I guess, a subgenre where the so-called rubes turn out to be smarter than the than the city slickers that are trying to take them. It's a very, very sweet film. Riegert, after Animal House, made a couple of good movies.
I liked Riegert. I'll probably suggest it in a later one.
Yeah.
I think that was Crossing the
Love that one.
Street.
Yeah,
A nice little romantic
with Amy Irving.
comedy.
Yeah,
Yes.
I recommended it to my wife. Yeah, that's a very good picture. Crossing Delancey.
And I met Peter Riegert, and I remember when I saw him, I said, "Oh, the Pickle Man."
That's right.
Yeah.
We should get him for the show.
Yes.
Peter Riegert, Boone from Animal House, and very good in a movie called Shock to the System. Good in Local Hero, and very good in Crossing Delancey. But Lancaster really kind of steals the movie in a smaller part. He plays this egocentric oil executive, and do you know the film?
I haven't.
You have
seen
to see it. He pays a therapist to abuse him. which is very, very funny. Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits did the music for the film. It's a sweet film, different than the kind of things I recommend on the show. Peter Capaldi shows up, the Scottish actor who's the new Doctor Who.
Oh, yes.
And he's got a big cult following now. It's a very sweet, very offbeat film. Forsythe's films are very interesting. He made a coming-of-age movie called Gregory's Girl, and one called Comfort and Joy, and a movie with Burt Reynolds that didn't work so well, where he was a safecracker, called Breaking In.
Yes.
And his American films, he made one with Robin Williams, too, I think called Being Human. And his American films were less successful than the films he made in his home country. But a very sweet film, if you haven't seen it, with a following. I hesitate to call it a cult film, but it may be one. Sweet, funny, wonderful score, all great performances, local hero.
And I can't watch Burt Lancaster without thinking of Frank Gorshin.
Right, because Gorshin did the world's best friend, Burt Lancaster.
Yes. Hysterical.
Yeah, like on the old show Copycats.
Oh, yes.
He did a great Kirk Douglas, too.
I think everyone who imitates either Burt Lancaster or Kirk Douglas is doing Frank Gorshin. Just like anyone who imitates Johnny Carson is doing Rich Little's Johnny Carson.
Right. He did a Richard Widmark, too.
Oh, yes.
Frank Gorshin.
Looked
he looked a
Richard
little
Widmark.
bit like him. Yeah. And he patterned supposedly, and I don't know if I'm misspeaking here, supposedly he patterned parts of his Riddler performance.
Oh, well, of course, like...
right, after the psycho that
Yes.
Widmark played in Kiss of Death.
Yes, and I think he and Richard Widmark once played brothers in a movie.
Wow.
Which is, talk about ideal casting.
You've stumped me.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Richard Widmark in a future show. But that's those are the movies. Local Hero and a movie you can't really remember very well.
Mine was Lifeforce. I remember it had great, monster special effects, or maybe tacky monster special effects. But all I remember is this actress Matilda May walking around naked through most of the movie.
When we have our friend Mr. Skin on the show, we'll talk about.
I will.
We'll talk about Matilda May.
I will definitely bring it up, and I brought it up with Toby Hooper, who went into detail.
I'm sure he did.
That Matilda May had to shave her pubic hairs every day for the movie.
Really?
He wanted a clean-shaven naked.
Same thing for Burt Lancaster in Local Hero.
Yes. That was in Birdman of Alcatraz. He shaved his testicles.
I'm out.
Okay, and so this, I think, has been Gilbert and Frank's Amazing Colossal Obsessions.
Lordy. See you next time.